Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Commando. And this movie stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it came out in 1985. And I used to watch this movie a lot when I was a kid, just because I was going through a lot of movies starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I was going through some action movies. And I've always watched this movie quite a bit, and I found it to be really fun. And I haven't seen this movie in a long time, in at least 10 to 15 years, something like that. And now I finally revisited the film. And this movie is very, very goofy, cheesy, ridiculous. But it's never boring, somehow. I was always into it, especially in the first half. The first half, cheesy, nonsense, ridiculous, and it just there's not a whole lot of action, but what's going on is just so goofy and hilarious that I just can't help but be entertained by it. There's lots of overacting in this movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's hilarious in this movie. And he kind of works in the movie, and he's kind of like the best part about the movie. Like, if he wasn't in this movie, then none of this would work. None of this would be entertaining, but he makes the film fine. Like, it's always enjoyable to watch because he's on screen. And there are parts in this movie where it looks like the actors are in danger, and there's a part where Arnold is like pushing a truck up a hill a little bit, and then he gets in and starts driving down like a hill. And in any other movie, that would just be way too ridiculous and unbelievable, but you can kind of believe it because he is a very strong guy, and they really show it in this movie. And although it can get a little unbelievable as to like what he could probably realistically do, sometimes it goes past that line. Like, I don't know if he's necessarily strong enough to like lift a phone booth, like rip it out of the ground while there's a guy in it. Like, I don't know if I buy that. But that does happen in the movie, and it's pretty entertaining. And there's lots of fantastic, cheesy moments in this movie. Not just one-liners, but also moments that I find absolutely hilarious. And one thing that I really want to mention that makes this movie equally cheesy and entertaining, like, as if all that wasn't ridiculous enough, the music in the movie by James Horner, it's like the most 80s score you could possibly have, and it was making me laugh during some of these action sequences whenever it was used. It's memorable, mostly because I've seen the movie so many times, but also it just makes the movie feel like, I don't want to necessarily just say dated, although that is true. It does kind of make the film dated, but it also makes it like this perfect film, like encapsulated, like 1985 or at least 1980s cheesy action movies in a bottle. Like, everything you would want from a cheesy action movie from the 80s is just in this movie. And this movie is an hour and a half. It flies by. It barely has anything that I find to be boring except for like one or two scenes. The female lead, she was kind of annoying, and after a certain point, she was just like fine with everything. I was like, okay, her main character is like killing people, and I'm totally fine with it. And yeah, that was kind of weird. The villains of the movie are just, there's nothing to them really, and they're very over the top, very goofy, very entertaining. The dialogue in the movie, also very over the top, ridiculous, stupid, bad, but always entertaining. As entertaining as this movie is, would I ever say it's a good movie? No. It's kind of bad, but it's one of the most entertaining movies I've seen in a while. And despite me not really caring about what's going on, like, I don't really care about the story. I don't care about the characters. There's no real there's no good performances. There's no hook to get me in to anything. But it is very entertaining. It's like not necessarily a so bad it's good movie, but like kind of a guilty pleasure. Like I can rewatch this movie right now. And it's just a blast for me. And the action sequences, I enjoyed that there was blood in them, and that was kind of fun. And I also found it funny that the guns have infinite ammo, basically. Like, that was kind of funny. And that's about all I have to say about Commando. It's one of the most entertaining movies I've seen in a while. It's funny, it's fun, and that's all I can really say about it. It's a guilty pleasure, but I'm glad that I watched it. In ways, I kind of would say that, for me personally, it's kind of a masterpiece. Despite all my criticisms, despite everything I've just said, in ways, it is kind of a masterpiece. So, if all of this sounds interesting to you and you want to have just dumb, stupid fun, watch this movie. You will never be bored while watching it. There's so many fantastic cheesy moments in this movie. Not just one-liners, but also moments, like I've said already. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Commando a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Commando, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for RIPD, so look forward to that. But until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.